All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Me here, talking about real music in real time for real people just like you, just like me. Quick update on the channel, in case people want to know. I'm getting a lot of inquiry over at Patreon where numerous patrons are signing up. They are fearful that the channel is going to go away. The conclusion is it's really not in my control, other than the fact that I deleted hundreds of videos from the platform trying to adhere to a standard. And I was told that, I was said that they would promise to not do any further action so long as I didn't use their stuff. So I'm not going to use their stuff, and I'm hoping that the promise will hold. When someone says they promise, I'm going to take them at their word. I know there are a lot of people out there with the current situation in social media across multiple platforms right now. There are weird things happening. There are very strange things happening. And I tend to be a guy who says live and let live. I know there are certain words and opinions and things that are causing, tripwires to be tripped over, and it's causing people to lose their lunch over things that, quite honestly, in years past, we all just got along together. Keep in mind, I'm trying to promote both classic rock and also new music that sounds like the music I grew up with. So I'd like to kind of partner with these other organizations rather than be fighting for eyeballs or fighting for views and so forth. And I have no intention on trying to dilute the number of viewers, the number of readers and so forth of any music publication. I'm thinking that maybe some of my videos might be helpful to drive people to the article itself so they can read it. But, we're just going to let that go. And, I'm just going to wing it like I used to in the old days. And hopefully people will still be here. They'll still watch the channel. I'm just a regular guy, like I say, harmless, But since I started doing this, things have not been harmless toward me. That's the weird thing, is that I'm not out here throwing bombs at anybody specifically. At times I am opinionated, and that obviously doesn't seem to do me a service. In other words, if I was happy and neutral and unicorns and lollipops all the time, I'm sure people would leave me alone. I could do cat videos, I talked with a patron about this. Could have, cats falling off of tables, and people would be like, "Aw, isn't that cute? Good job, Dave." And they'd give you a little pat on the back. It's not what I do. It's just not who I am. But in any event, I wanted to talk about Journey here, and I've been rambling on for a few minutes. We're still waiting on this new Journey track. It is getting toward the end of February. February is a shorter month, obviously, and so I was told, or we were told, that a new Journey song would be coming out about mid-February. Couple of factors here. Number one, the band has new management, and I think they might be waiting on this whole can the band tour in 2021. I would put that aside at this point and release a song so people can hear, even if you got to spend a long time with that song before the rest of the music comes out. Journey fans, the hardcore fans, have been waiting for about 10 years for new Journey music. So I think it would be in the best interests of the band and their management to release the first song and let people hear this amazing new rhythm section. I mean, Neal Schon has been building this up, and quite frankly, I think it's time to get a song out there and let people hear what all the excitement is about. Another factor, obviously, is the lawsuit that Steve Smith and Ross Valory originally filed against the band, and then the band filed a counter lawsuit, and that is still kind of up in the air. And that's going on about 12 months. Now, I know because of COVID, the case probably wasn't heard right away, or not all the parties could be available. I mean, the justice system right now, the wheels are turning very slowly, and this isn't a capital crime or anything. This is just, a band trying to sort out, the financial pie. And obviously everybody wants to get a piece of this franchise, which probably one of the most recognized rock franchises in music history as a band, anyway. You think of like the Rolling Stones and the Beatles, and Journey is not too far behind those franchises. So the people involved have a lot at stake. There is lots of money to be had, and people would like to pass on their inheritance to their families and so forth and keep this in the family. And I think a couple of guys in this obviously don't want to be out there on the road 10 months out of the year. They've had a lot of time off as it is, so I don't know if that's even a factor anymore. But I do think that might be affecting the release of the new music. I'm just kind of speculating here because that's what I do. And then there's Steve Perry, who's out there, and there's a lot of chatter now about Steve Perry possibly rejoining this group, and I just don't think that's even on the table. I think it's wishful thinking. You had Arnel Pineda out there talking about, his dream would be for Steve Perry to come back and sing with Journey, even if it were just for a few songs. And people were talking about how Lou Gramm came back to Foreigner, and he split duties with Kelly Hansen, and people were very happy about that. Originally, there were a lot of people that were saying, oh no, Lou can't sing anymore, and then Lou got on stage and just really killed it. I mean, is Lou the Lou of, say, 1987? No, but he made just an amazing recovery as far as his vocal abilities. Over time, he's just gotten stronger and better. For a number of years, he struggled, but he certainly has got the mojo back. And Steve Perry is out there proving, with his a cappella video of the Beach Boys song, and doing interviews, giving very blunt interviews about certain topics. One of those topics, though, really kind of puts to rest the idea that he would come back to Journey. He keeps saying no. And one of the things that Steve talked about when he came back was everybody's going to talk about me getting back with Journey. There are creative differences. There are lawsuits. There are all kinds of things out there. There's just, a lot of negative stuff, water under the bridge, that will likely prevent that from ever happening. Perry is 72 years old. I don't think he wants to go out and sing arena rock anymore. I think he wants to be able to sing in keys that he's comfortable in. At this stage in his life, why destroy his vocal cords yet again? Why make this difficult when, life can be easy and kind of mellow? Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. I don't think there's any possibility that Steve Perry would reunite with Journey. I do think, though, that Journey should get out their new song and let people hear it, regardless of if they're going to be out on tour soon. Maybe there are negotiations going on behind the scenes. I know a lot of, smaller auditoriums are allowing like 25% capacity. This wouldn't be the kind of payday that the band would normally see unless they really jack the ticket prices up there. And you've got to create some kind of a buzz about this rhythm section, about new stuff getting out there, and even maybe getting to radio with this track. I mean, this is Journey, for crying out loud. And like I said, when Steve Perry released his music, I was shocked at how little airplay his stuff got. And people were telling me, well, it's not the way Steve used to sound, or This isn't, you know, what Journey sounds like and so forth. And I'm like, but it's Steve Perry. Exceptions need to be made. The force of his personality and his career and his story should have propelled that onto the radio. Same with what Journey is about to do, hopefully. And again, everybody wants to hear what this new sound will be like. Maybe it's a little too progressive for adult contemporary. And rock stations obviously would never play Journey. It's sad, but it's just the way it is. They won't play Journey. They won't play the rockin' stuff the band did in the 70s and early 80s on their stations. And you hear basically the same old songs over on these greatest hits type stations, which beat things into the ground. In any event, I'm looking forward to it. So just throwing it out there, hoping the guys and the management are going to do something soon. But, you know, this business, it's always changing. And with Steve Perry out there, and then you've got the lawsuits are still pending, and then you've got COVID. So this could be a while. And I'm hoping that it gets resolved and we get to hear at least the one new song that, you know, Neil was promoting, and I think even Arnell was talking about as well. All right, I am done with this video. Again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks to all the new patrons. Lots of people coming over who've been supporting the channel for a long time. Saw my pity party video, which, again, that was just me. That was not me trying to be dramatic. Erasing a lot of this channel's history, and some with quite a few views on them, and it was just a little bit of a sad thing to have to sit there and go through all these videos and not know, is this video going to be okay? Is it not going to be okay? But, you know, I took kind of extreme measures. It was kind of like chemotherapy for a small speck, the way I look at it, but I did it. And it's done, and we move forward, and we hope to just stay here. So thanks again. See you soon.